guys, welcome once again to my channel and thank you for coming to watch this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting that notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you're able to get notified. So today I felt we can have this conversation because most people don't really understand that at times you can launch your visa, apply your visa, and when the time comes for you to be granted your visa, you get a regret from the immigration saying that your visa was refused or you're denied a visa. So there are a number of reasons as to why most people are denied visas, and I'll give you like 5 of them. So the reason number one that most people are being denied visas is your financial status, because most of the time when you apply for a visa, maybe I can come into Australia, the immigration will ask you for your bank statements, and they want to see a bank statement of not less than 50,000 Australian dollars, and it must be maybe less than 3 months, and the money should be in your account. So, which is really hard, most of the people you can't really get a bank statement of 3 million. That's roughly 3.5 million if Kenyan shillings. And it must be from a very close family member, either your parents, either your grandparents, or your close family members, which is always one of the challenges that people go through because finances back in our country it's a bit challenging. So that's one of the reasons that if the immigration can't find that you having that money, or you can't get a statement with that amount of money, definitely they are wondering how will you manage to your upkeep here, how will you pay your school fees for the next semester and all that. So that's always another one reason that can lead people you being denied a visa. Another reason that most people really don't know that can lead you being denied a visa is if there's a big gap in between the time you cleared your studies and the time you are maybe you are getting your first job, or the time you're coming to Australia. Let's say if you cleared your degree program in 2015 and you haven't been doing anything in between here, and you want to come to Australia right now in 2022, so you'll have to explain as to what you've been doing in between this time, because they're wondering what have you been doing, because you can't just be there staying at home and like you've been looking for a job for the past 6 years. So it's always advisable that try as much as possible to get something to do, even if it's volunteering somewhere. It's better because on your CV it will show that you've been volunteering in a place and this is what you've been doing during that period of time. So I really encourage people, try as much as possible not to have a big gap in between your studies. If you clear the high school, then you went to uni after 3 years, at least you must have been doing something here. So which is really really important as well. And also you have to have very clear documents, because if you are working somewhere, then you put someone else as a referee who didn't know that you're working in that company, it might be a problem as well, because they might call them as a referee and ask them, do you know this person, what was he or she doing? So if they don't really give clear information about what you're doing, and if they don't really know you personally, it might lead them suspecting your documents, and they can deny you a visa. Another reason that most people also that might lead you being denied a visa is if you go do your medicals, then it comes out some positive results with some tests that were being done. So that's one thing that can lead you being denied a visa. But you're always given a certain period of time, maybe if you're to undergo maybe some medication, to take some medication, or to undergo a treatment for some time. Yeah, you're always given a period of time if it's something that can be treated. So that's another reason that can lead you being denied a visa, because if there's a positive results in your medical test, that can make you be denied a visa. Also, another reason that most people are being denied visas is at times the immigration can call you. That's maybe some people, maybe if you're going to the US, they always have an interview, a phone interview. They'll just call you randomly and ask you maybe any question. They ask to what you've provided. They can ask you random questions. What have you been doing? Where did you study? What are you coming to do abroad in whichever country you're going to? Where will you be staying? Who will be hosting you? How will you manage your upkeep and all that? So those questions, if you are not really sure about that and you give out wrong information, that can lead them suspecting your documents, and they can deny you a visa. So it's always good to be honest and to be confident in when you're answering those questions, and explain yourself well, just try as much as possible to be clear, to explain what, and be honest, and don't change the story. Maybe you can, if you had given this information maybe in your documents, then later on you're changing the story, it it might be a problem. So you have to be very, very, very careful when answering those questions, and try as much as possible to be honest in whatever you're doing, because any small mistake, any small suspicion on whatever you've applied for can lead to you being denied a visa. So try as much as possible to be honest with you, with what you're providing, and that will go through, because we've had so many people being denied visas. That's, so another reason that maybe can lead to you being denied a visa is if you write your SOP and there's no valid reason that show that you will come back to your country. If you are thinking that you'll just go abroad and have a life there, they might, when you're writing your SOP, they'll ask you what's your plan after your studies. So, and if you write that you're planning maybe to get a job there and settle there, that might lead them be denying your visa, because that shows that you don't have any plans to going back to your country. So always, if you're writing that SOP, try to say that when you gain that when you're done with your studies, you've acquired a certain skill, you want to bring that back home to your country and help your country to develop to develop and do all that's needed. So it's always good and very wise to write on your SOP that you're planning to, after your studies, you come back home and develop your community, maybe give back to the community that skill that you've gained there. Another reason is if maybe you're doing a bachelor's degree, maybe in accounting or maybe business course, then you apply for a totally different course. Maybe you apply maybe for maybe hospitality, or maybe for maybe nursing or something else. That will really affect, or that will might lead to you being denied a visa, because the immigration will wonder why you've been doing this course, you've done a degree in that course, then when you want to come for masters, you want to come and do something totally different. So those are a number of reasons that can lead to you being denied a visa. So try as much as possible to get that information from the people, maybe from the agents or the people who are already abroad, who have gone through that process. They can explain to you and they can help you through on what can lead you to being denied a visa. So I believe that information is so informative to people who are maybe doing the application now and people who are planning to do the application. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.